Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. Let's watch some clueless people in court. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Versus Rebecca McCree, case number 24FB 1184.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
And Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Miss McCree. Miss McCree, can you state your name for us, please?
Yes, Rebecca McCree.
Thank you. All right, we're here for sentencing today.
That is correct, Your Honor, and we will accept the recommendation.
Thank you.
Judge, I also have a violation report for Miss McRae from pretrial services.
Yes, I do see that there's a violation report. It looks like Miss McCree did not attend. She was released on September 10th, made no contact, and did not test as she was ordered to. Why is that?
Ma'am, that date, I got that packet when I was released from the Wayne County Jail. The date on that is 6/26/24. I was arrested on 6/25/24. I served 78 days in jail plus the 10 days for 90 days. I was incarcerated during all of this. I got this from the gentleman, this packet from the gentleman when I was released. I don't know what to tell you, but I can't be in two places at one time, and I was incarcerated the whole time, the full 78 days plus the good time behavior.
Ma'am, when were you released from the jail?
I was released on September 17th.
Okay, as I just said, you were released and you didn't report to community corrections. That's a violation.
I didn't know.
Ms. McCree, hold on. Ms. McCree, hold on. Thank you. Hold on for a second.
You have something you want to say, Mr. Mansour?
Yeah, Your Honor, if I may, if it's possible, just a quick breakout room, come back and move forward with this if possible.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Do we know if the victim is here today?
I'd have to check, Judge, and see if she's here.
It says victim plans to provide impact statement, so that's why I'm asking.
Didn't even happen.
Let me look, Judge, and see if she gave one to pre-sentence.
One second, please.
She did leave a statement, a victim statement. I'm also getting something from my victim advocate right now. She's currently not here. It doesn't look like in Zoom, and we're checking on her, but she did leave a statement with a probation judge. It's in the PSI.
I'll pass this matter. Mr. Mansour, you should have your client really consider what she's going to say here in front of me today if she wants me to follow this recommendation.
Thanks, Your Honor.
You're welcome. We'll recall the matter of the state of Michigan versus Rebecca McCree, 24FB 1184.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Hello again. This is Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Miss McCree. Miss McCree, please state your name for the record, please.
She needs to unmute.
Okay. Rebecca K. McCree.
Thank you.
Judge, I do believe that the complaining witness in this case has logged on to make a statement.
What's the name, please?
One
Krissy.
moment, Judge.
I have it. Never mind.
Oh.
Krissy. All right, Mr. Mansour, before we get to that, we were still dealing with the issue of her violating the court's orders prior to
Correct,
sentencing.
Your Honor. Yes, and thank you for giving us that opportunity to get into a breakout room. I did have a chance to speak with Miss McCree. She did state that she was released from Washtenaw County Jail and did not make it to community corrections, as was told. The explanation is that, Miss McCree is dealing with several health conditions and several mental health conditions. As the court knows, she was in custody for about 77 days. She was not getting any of her medications while she was in custody. And she's had periodic episodes of seizures and whatnot while she was in custody as well. She was not in a controlled or right state of mind when she was released. She is currently up north right now in West Branch. That's about like 2.5 hours away. She's 55 years old. She's trying to stay on top of her health conditions. She apologizes. She apologizes for missing community corrections. She will do whatever she has to do to show you she is worthy of the recommendation. So we are accepting responsibility and humbly asking this court to accept the recommendation.
Thank you. Ms. Woods from the people, please.
Judge, I would leave it up to the court's discretion as to how you want to handle this violation.
All right. We can move on to the sentencing in this case. And I believe that Mr. Mansour has already said that he's fine with the recommendation and there are no corrections to be made. Is that correct, Mr. Mansour?
That is correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Woods?
No, none from the people, Judge.
All right. Do you want to have your victim impact statement now, Ms. Woods?
Yes, I believe that she is supposed to be on Zoom, the victim, and she would like to make a statement at this time.
All right. Ms. Rowe, good morning, ma'am. Please unmute your device.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Good morning. You may make whatever statement you would like to make at this time, please.
My name's Tracy Rowe. I'm 54 years old. I'm the victim of Rebecca McCree. I would like to say that from what we've experienced here in my apartment complex, Miss McCree is a very angry, violent person. During my incident that day, gratefully, I was able to protect myself. I just had surgery recently and I have some health problems going on. That day, Miss McCree was very aggressive and kept approaching me. And then when it first began, she sat in her window yelling things like she hates everyone around here. She wants to shoot someone. She doesn't care because she's going to move to Georgia. And so then when she pulled the gun and cocked the gun, she went to yelling about she has CPL. She doesn't care. She's going to kill me. She has been aggressive against multiple people, and the police department has been out here numerous times about her, but because of, I think, the way she looks, no disrespect to the courts, but they always just end up leaving no matter what it is. And just gratefully, I was able to protect myself. But this is not 1837. This is 2024. So it doesn't matter what color you are, where you come from. You don't have the right to attack people. I want to see her held accountable. And I just wish that I would have been able to be more involved, because I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, my charges would not have been lowered. No disrespect to anybody, everybody did what they thought was right. But I feel like if given the opportunity, she's going to hurt somebody one day. I'm in school for human behavioral science. I'm at the end of my 3rd year. And that day could have went a lot different. I have a family, I have grandchildren, it could have just went a lot different. And if Miss McCree would have pulled that trigger when she cocked that gun, then I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. So I would like to see her held accountable, because one day she's going to hurt somebody. And it doesn't matter if you don't like what a person looks like, if you don't like the color of their skin, if you don't like the way they walk down the sidewalk, because nobody said anything to her. You don't have the right to lash out at people, So I would really like to see her be held accountable, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else from the people?
Judge, of course I would defer to you for sentencing, but I believe that if there's any way we could get some sort of.
Ms. Woods, can you hear me talking?
Yes.
Okay, please stop.
Oh, okay.
Testing. I apologize, Your Honor. We're back on the record.
Thank you. Ms. Woods, you need to start over, because I was trying to tell you to stop because the recording had acted up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Judge, I didn't hear that. Of course, I would defer sentencing to you, Judge, but I would just like to make a note that if there's any way we could get some sort of anger management. I know that the probation department is requesting some sort of impulse control program with Crossroads. It sounds like this defendant has some mental health issues. I don't know if there's some sort of mental health counseling or some sort of an order from you to make sure that she does stay on her prescribed medications. And it looks like there's a restitution of $30 owed to the victim that I would like to keep open for a certain amount of time if possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, with respect to the request, as you know, based on the fact that this matter was reduced at the preliminary examination stage from a felony to this 93-day misdemeanor, she served 77 days in the Washtenaw County Jail so far. And if her sentence essentially is completed when you serve 75 days in the Washtenaw County Jail. So because of the reduction in this case, this court doesn't have a whole lot of latitude in terms of what to do anymore. The court is not involved in reductions or plea offers. That comes from the prosecutor's office. Anything that you would like to say? Anything further, Mr. Mansour?
No, Your Honor. Well said.
All right. Ms. McCree? You need to unmute, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you would like to say?
Ms. McCree, before you do, just remember what we talked about, okay?
Yes. One, I would just like to say that this is the first and only altercation I have ever been in my entire life. I've lived in Ann Arbor my entire life, never had any problems. There's a little bit more backstory. I'm not going to go into it. It's not important. But my health has suffered while I was in there. That 79 days is I think is punishment enough. I have to have some very serious surgeries, and I would like to be able to just move on and try to put this behind me. And one of the things that I wanted to ask is, they mentioned a class. Is that something that can be done online or from a hospital room?
I believe the impulse control program is one that can be done from online. But
Okay.
Ms. Johnson, are you present?
I am, Your Honor.
Is the impulse control one that's online?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that's
All right, thank you. All right, so first of all, in reviewing this report, I can say that I find the situation extremely disturbing. The allegations in it are extremely challenging. And I can understand why, first of all, the victim in this case would feel the way she does with respect to this particular matter. I also have a lot of concerns about this. And
I have moved, if that makes any difference.
Miss McCree, please do not interrupt the judge.
Sorry. I apologize.
thank you. And at this point in time, the reality is that we have a situation in which this was reduced to a 93-day misdemeanor. She has spent 77 days, according to our calculations. It sounds like 79, according to hers, in the Washtenaw County Jail. And there's not a lot that the court can do in terms of sanctions unless she says enough or does enough to find herself in contempt of this court. The court will follow the recommendations of the probation department because that's kind of where we are right now. It is the sentence of this court that you serve 93 days in the Washtenaw County Jail. Credit for the 77 days you have served. 16 days are suspended. You must complete these particular programs, and pay the fines and costs, $525 in fines and costs, $30 in restitution to Miss Tracy Rowe. You must have no contact with Miss Tracy Rowe whatsoever. There's no assaultive or threatening behavior towards her whatsoever.
I'm sorry, did you say $30 restitution to Miss Rowe?
I did.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Go ahead.
You're to follow, if there are any, and I don't know if there are any CMH orders.
Okay.
Impulse control program that was outlined by the probation agent. And we're going to do a review in this case on January 9th, 2025 at 10 a.m.
Sounds good.
We'll see. You need to contact the probation department tomorrow after 9:00 a.m.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. State of Michigan versus Patrick.
Sorry, I've had a pen explode. Leak all over the place. Anyway, State versus Sabra Hamilton, 19 CR 219.
This is she.
Okay. Okay. Looks like there's been a warrant out for your arrest on this case. Did you get notified about the warrant or something?
I did not. This was so long ago. I'm sorry.
You didn't get a letter from the sheriff's department?
No, the sheriff I spoke with, I don't know if he was the sheriff. He said that this happened. I can't really recall, like maybe March, April, somewhere. He said if I didn't hear from him, then that means my story panned out or something. But I didn't hear from him. And then I found out I had a warrant and I was like, I didn't hear from him. This happened like in March. And then I found out the warrant was issued in October. I don't really recall, to be honest, like the exact month.
This was filed in September of 2019. That's they said a summons to you. And This is a Judge McQuinn case, so this is old.
Well, see, the thing is because the situation happened.
Right. It was returned unclaimed, and then a warrant was put out for your arrest. And in October of 2019. So you must have got word of this somehow for you to be appearing on my Zoom about it.
Yeah, I got a letter in my mailbox in August.
All right.
Coming home from work. Excuse me.
That's what I'm saying. So you got notified of this, and so you're appearing. All right. Do you have a complaint, ma'am?
Do I have a who?
Do you have a copy of the complaint that's been filed in this case? This is first appearance. I need to provide you a copy of the complaint. We can send it to your address, we can mail it to you, or you can come to court. You're in Wichita?
Go ahead.
Are you in Wichita?
I am not.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, if you're not going to give me an email address, I'll tell you what you're charged with. You're charged with theft or loss or mislaid property. A level 9 felony carries up to 17 months in prison as a maximum penalty. You have the right to represent you in this matter. If you can't afford to hire one, I'll appoint one. Do you know what you're trying to do with regard to an attorney?
I don't understand this whole case.
Well, I can give you a copy. If you want to give an email address, I'll email you a complaint if you want. Or you can come to court and hand it to you. Or if you give us an address, we'll mail it to you. You're charged with theft, loss, and mislaid property. It's alleged that you obtained property of another knowing the identity or learning the identity of the owner and failing to take reasonable measures to restore the owner that lost or mislaid property.
Yeah, I remember the situation. What happened?
It happened at the Star Casino. It's alleged you picked up Jeffrey Michael Stewart's wallet that was lost or mislaid in the Kansas Star Casino. Took between $1,600 and $1,700 in cash out of the wallet with intent to permanently deprive Jeffrey Michael Stewart of that cash. That's the allegation. That was that's the allegation that's been made back on June 10th of 2019. Now, did you want to hire an attorney, or do you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
I don't want to hire an attorney. I don't want to appoint a court-appointed attorney.
Do you want to waive your attorney?
Yeah, I mean, there's no need for it.
Are you going to represent yourself, or are you going to have a trial? What are we going to do here?
There's a trial now?
There's not a trial right now. This is first appearance. We have to go through procedures. I suggest you hire an attorney or apply for court-appointed attorney.
Okay. Or can we just handle the matter now? Like, as far as I don't.
Well, ma'am, as the sheriff has told you, there's an outstanding warrant for your arrest. So we need to get this resolved in some way. I need to get you an application for court-appointed attorney, or you need to show up, turn yourself in. And we can get your an attorney that way. But I need to move this forward one way or I got 50 cases this morning.
Okay. So I guess we can do a court-appointed attorney.
All right. So you need to fill out an application.
Okay.
If you're not going to come turn yourself in, we will send you one. But you have to give me your address or an email address or something.
I can give you my email address. That's fine. I can do that.
All right. Give it to us, please.
Excuse me?
Go ahead and give it to us.
Okay. S23@gmail.
Is that 23?
Yes, it is.
Numbers. Okay. At gmail.com?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna email that to you. You're gonna have to fill it out, make sure you fill out all of it, make sure you sign it, and then you need to return it to the clerk of the court, okay? You can either scan it and send it back to us that way. You can mail it to the clerk of the court here in Sumner County, or you can return it in person. But you need to get that done, all right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll set this case over to October 17th at
What date is that? What October 17th, what day is that? Wait, today is the 3rd, 14th. Oh, 2 weeks from now.
October 17th at 9 a.m. Write that date down. Same Zoom link afterward. Okay?
Okay, so I'm just fill out the application and do the attorney notify me?
No, you'll fill out the application, your attorney, and if you qualify, I'll appoint an attorney. You'll be notified and given the contact information of the attorney, and then you will then contact the attorney to set up appointments, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Excuse me?
Any other question?
Yes. So what happens? So I would just wait for the attorney come back on October 17th.
At 9 a.m., yes.
Is it still a Zoom?
We have Zoom court, we have live court. It's going on at the same time. You can see people in the courtroom there. You can come to the court if you don't like the Zoom.
Okay, so okay. I'll just fill out the application and move forward from there.
All right. Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
State versus Summerlee Jr. 20 CR 64.